Okay, it's Pearl Avenue in Hartford, and I'm in the garage tonight. It is Wednesday night, about 9 o'clock. Here in downtown Hartford. What you're looking at is the Traveler Building. Okay, the historic Traveler Building. And I've just done some traveling myself because I was over at another garage, and it's a garage across town, and it's a stairwell there, and it's a stairwell that leads nowhere. It goes from the basement to the street, and that's it. I mean, that's it. You know, and there's an office that hasn't been used in 40 years and stuff. But, well, tonight the office was going to be used here on July 11th, 2018. So, I'm sitting there, I got my dick in my hand, and I'm like looking at porno and stuff, and I hear like little young black boys above me in the stairwell, and it's like, I know the place, I know my house, it's like, there's no reason for you to be here, it's like, I don't think you have a car. It's like, hey, I checked the parking lot, the gates are closed and stuff. But needless, I said, they said, hey, and I was like, hey, and they're like, hey, there's something that stinks in this hallway, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll play along. Come on down, and it's like, hey, we'll discuss it, young man, or whatever, it's a have, and they're like, oh, no, say this. So, anyways, I get on with my business, and I'm watching my porno and stuff, and finally, a uniformed official security guard comes and like, hey, you have to leave. I'm gonna call the police. And it's like, it's so, I gather my things, I put my pants on, and I leave. And it's like, it's like, and I go like out, the top of the stairwell that leads to like the door, the street, or an empty office. But what do you know? Tonight is the office is full of men, bustling around trying to keep control of parking lot that's been closed for the past hour or so. Anyways, it reminds me of Memphis. Was it Memphis? Yeah, I think it was Memphis. I was traveling in Memphis, and I found a greenway in Memphis, an urban trail. It was an urban trail, and it was great. I mean, it was like quiet. It was nature. It was natural, and after like 6 o'clock or so, all the joggers and the bicyclists were gone, and so I had the whole trail to myself. I really didn't care for the trail. What I cared for was a bridge along the trail that was had a nice, underpass and a quiet brick, cement, wide enough, long enough for me to sit in and sleep in and just enjoy the quiet of, the night. Along the Greenway Trail outside of Memphis, and have the nature around me as I sat and, just kind of soaked it in. Well, I made the mistake one night, I think, of walking past like an 8-year-old boy along the trail, and he saw me go up into the underpass of the bridge. Well, this 8-year-old boy at 7 o'clock at night on whatever day, it doesn't matter, decided to tell his friends. And it's like, so, he goes and disappears, and all of a sudden there's like 5 other boys with him, like looking at me up at this, like, underpass as I'm drinking beer, in the dark night, under a bridge along the Greenway in outside of Memphis. So, it's like, we see you, and it's like, all right, hey, great. Now what are you going to do? I mean, it's like, hey, okay, you caught me. And they're like 8, 9 years old. They're not going to roll me. They're not going to steal from me when I fall asleep, which of course the later boys did. But it's like, but it's like, hey, we're here. And it's like, all right, well, then you watch me sit and drink. And it's like, so, anyways, I drank, and they sat there. I mean, they sat there, and they sat there, and 11, 12, 1 in the morning, I was under that bridge, and I'll tell you, that bridge was a good half a mile from their homes, the apartment building at the beginning of the Greenway, where I'm sure they lived, and it's like, I fell asleep. And in the middle of the night, 2, 3 in the morning, I was awoken by their mothers coming up the Greenway, coming up the walkway, and shouting, hey, so-and-so, hey, so-and-so, you get your ass home. Where have you been? It's, and it's like, we're guarding, or, it's like we're watching this homeless man to make sure he's okay, or whatever, it's like. And their mothers pulled them down. It's like I looked across, and it's like, there's a bunch of women down below, and their children are up on the other side of the bridge under the pass, and it's, they're pulling them down at 2, 3 in the morning saying, see, you got to get home. So I woke to that, and when the last mother and child reunion was finally made and disappeared out of sight and out of like hearing range, I went back to my bed and fell asleep till the next day. It's Hartford on a July night in the summer.